Well, good morning and welcome to the Burgami Summit Breakfast Show. The Burgami Classic normally prevails at between 8 and 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Today is no different. We'll bring you topical subjects of national consequence, and I'm sure that you'll have one or two things to say about this one. The topic for today is that should the National Assembly consider or drop tax reform bills? Should the National Assembly consider or drop tax reform bills? And the background to this is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, says the Green Chamber is yet to take a stand on the tax reform bills currently before the National Assembly. He stated this in his opening remarks at the interactive session on tax reform bills being held at the National Assembly, Abuja, on Monday. He, however, said the House will perform its constitutional role of scrutinizing the contents of the bills, and in fact, amendments where necessary. The bills include the Nigeria Tax Bill, the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill, the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. The President had sent the bills to Parliament last month, but the National Executive Council, NEC, recommended its withdrawal as a result of some controversies. But President Bola Tinubu refused, saying those who wanted to make contributions could do so during the public hearing at the National Assembly. So the question is this: should the National Assembly consider or drop the tax reform bills? How many people know the consequences of this tax bills? Because there are key questions regarding this. There are key questions about the different tax bills. You have the Nigeria Tax Bill. You have the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill. You have the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. Some of these sounds like tautology, but at the end of the day, they are all bills relating to taxes. One of the things everybody remembers the current president for is that in his Lagos sojourn, he introduced a lot of taxes, and he was effective at collecting taxes. But when you have a nation that is unproductive, the way that we are right now, apart from the oil sector, even that is in some kind of imbroglio, with us not knowing the actual price of the petrol, the crude oil, and all those associated with that particular industry. We are talking about tax bills. Who are you taxing? What are you taxing? Has the nation's growth in terms of manufacturing taken some bold moves to make sure that Nigeria becomes a China or United States or one of those? So the key question is this: these various taxes are for which sectors? The thing that people remember about Lagos when he was governor, they said even if you sell pure water, you're entitled to paying taxes. So which one of this is for the pure water? I think some of you will know. But I think it is the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill. For anything that relates to commercial, or for commercial purposes, you will be taxed. Not having the bill in front of me or having scrutinized the bill, I'm not an authority on the tax bill. But if Nick proposed withdrawing it as a result of some controversies, I think maybe Mr. Presidente should listen more closely, because these tax bills have various consequences. Some of them we may alert you. You see, because what are the primary objectives of the proposed tax reform bills anyway? And then you ask yourself, what are the key provisions of the bills and how do they differ from existing tax laws? And you go a little further. So how do you think the bills will impact Nigeria's economy and revenue generation? That was one of the ones that I mentioned earlier. What do you think the bills will impact Nigeria's economy and revenue generation? What are the implications of the bill's provisions on tax exemptions, incentives, or reliefs? You see, there are multiple questions. When countries deal with tax issues, they normally, take the time of their assembly or parliament. Whatever it is, these are tax issues. They affect you. And what did it say? Is it one of those things that led to the uprising with the British people? He said, taxing with no representation, those will come to play. How will the bills address tax evasion? Tax evasion, avoidance, or illicit financial flows? How will the bills address tax evasion, avoidance, or illicit financial flows? How will the bills impact Nigeria's fiscal deficit? Because that one is pretty high up there. When we talk of fiscal deficit, we have a robust deficit. I'm not saying it in a positive way. Maybe my attributes may be looked at from an oxymoronic point of view. How robust is our fiscal deficit? Robust. You're not going to use robust when your economy is it's sounding really very attractive and very productive. So debt profile and budget implementation. How will the bills impact Nigeria's fiscal deficit? And for those who are within the financial industry, are there concerns about potential inflationary effects or impacts on economic growth? And these are all the questions that, our listeners will want to participate in this morning. Plenty of questions. I'm sure that you guys have all the answers. Resource persons are not available, so you are the resource person this morning. Are there economic concerns about potential inflationary effects or impacts on economic growth? And for a lot of businesses, especially SMEs, how do they view the proposed tax reforms? And for Mr. President to doggedly say he's not going to withdraw it, it is my way or the highway. Why? We're going to examine all this morning. The key bills is the Nigeria tax bill. Then we have the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill. Okay? See, so you tax the administration of the taxes. And then you have the Nigeria tax bill itself, which covers, if you're very interested to look at the total bill. Then the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, you know, from whatever type of revenue comes into the government coffers will be taxed. That's what it's saying, Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill. There are some progressive bills. We'll see which one of this is one of them. The Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. The Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. Should the Nigerian Assembly or should the National Assembly consider or drop tax reform bills? That is our topic for Tuesday. That is November. So we expect to get your calls and tell us how you feel about this, because tax issues are usually, issues of great concern. Good morning. I think we have our first caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Shola.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Who's calling, please?
My name is Oga Gabriel.
Oga, hi. How are you? Good morning this morning.
I am fine. Good morning. How is work?
It's okay. Come see, come sir.
There's a lot of taxes in Nigeria.
Yeah, man.
I think if the National Assembly, if they are serious with what they are saying, if it is not a way of getting money from the presidency before they are spending their signature on the tax reform, I think I prefer they drop the tax reform bill, because taxation in Nigeria and any other bill in Nigeria is not for the poor. I mean, the one that is for the poor is not affecting the positively. Now, taxes. Let us ask ourselves: how many people are paying tax in Nigeria, and what categories of people are paying tax in Nigeria? You see people having their estates spreading all over Abuja and other cities in Nigeria. These people are not paying tax at all. You see people having fleet of cars in their houses and car stands. They are not paying tax at all. You see people having business places, companies. They are not paying tax. Taxes are only paid by the poor, and that's why I say every law in most of the law in Nigeria are for the masses, are for the poor. You understand? And if people are paying taxes, how is it tax paid collected? How is this tax collected utilized? What are they doing with the taxes? Because I don't see any development at all. Like the government will say, okay, we did social things and social things from the tax we collected on social years. We do our budget yearly, and when you are budgeting, you budget based on your revenue, on what you are collecting as taxes and revenue, isn't it?
Yes.
But I have never seen any development being done by the tax they collected or even the revenue they collected. All we hear is that people going about from company to company, from house to house, from market to market to collect revenue. And even this revenue will go to their private pocket. They share it between them and their organs in the office. Nothing is being done with this revenue they are collecting. Nothing is being done with these taxes they are collecting. That is my argument. So if they drop it, it is okay. It's better we don't even have any tax reform at all. It is better we don't even collect taxes in this country at all, because it is ineffective. the taxation in Nigeria is ineffective. It doesn't do anything for the masses. There's no development. There's no impact at all on the masses. So what is the need? The taxation in any other part of the world is being used to develop their country. It's being used for the growth of their economy. But our economy continues to go down, yet we said we are taking tax. So I think if it is dropped, if they refuse to append their signature, like I started from the beginning, if they are serious, if it's not a way of taking money from the president before they do what they want to do, then it's a good one. Good morning.
Thank you, Oga Gabriel. His view is very plain. I don't have to interpret it. He's saying that there's basically no need for taxes, and that the tax regime does nothing than money taken from the people for nothing. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Shola.
Yes, brother. How are you?
Yes, sir. Fine, sir. My name is Bala Mohammed. I'm calling from Super Foods Market.
Yes, Bala. Go right ahead.
Thank you. You see, Mr. Shola, I'm beginning to suspect, or rather wonder, what's wrong with our system. Is it this tax reform bill? Is it another instruction or command by most likely the IMF or the World Bank? Because I wonder, yes, Mr. Shola, because I have a little reason there. I wonder where these 19 northern governors will say no to that bill for now. They said no to it. I was looking at the prudence and the level of education of individual among them. Some of them are financiers. They are educated to some certain level. But all of them will come together and say no to that bill. And to cut it all, Mr. Shola, if I don't forget, Mr. President himself, put a committee in regards to this tax reform bill, headed by his vice president. And their recommendation was given out to him that Mr. President should withdraw that bill from the National Assembly for the time being to allow extensive understanding on the bill itself before it goes down. But Mr. President said no. You understand? And the National Assembly officials are officials that are representing various states. And the way I understand the bill, the implicated side of it is that those states that are productive are going to have it all. At the detriment of those that are not even producing anything. You understand? More especially states in the north. You understand? So why is Mr. President so stringent on this bill that it must have to remain in the National Assembly? So that's why I begin to suspect whether it is another instruction. Because we are receiving our financial instruction by some foreign loaners. Remove this, we will remove. Devalue this, we will do it. Do that, whether our people will survive or not. We don't give a damn, but we do what the IMF or the World Bank or the Western loaners want us to do. What policies are we? If these policies are supposed to be Nigerian policies. If the populace said no to this, then don't rush. Allow for that extensive collaboration between the states. Let people understand what the contents of those bills are before rushing to just do it. Well, we're watching. Good morning.
Thank you, Bala. People are saying allegedly I said, that because he tried something similar in Lagos, and that the company, very much renowned for collecting those taxes, was well known to Mr. President when he was governor of Lagos. Whether I had anything to do with it is a different story in terms of that company that is collecting the taxes. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Okay. So.
Hello. Good day, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm good.
Who's calling, please?
Samuel Abu from Kogi State.
Yes, Samuel, go right ahead. We welcome you from Kogi State.
Thank you very much, sir. You know, taxation in Nigeria, yes, starts with every government, and she has been here with us for quite a long time now. When I was a little boy, it happens that in my area, my community, you see that these old men, old women, they pay tax, even those that are, these poor people that have nothing to even eat, they chase them about because of this payment of taxes. Yes, it comes to a certain time, that one was reduced, and they freed them. And now, yes, to pay tax is a good thing, and it's a good government to every government. And up to now, many people are still paying it. But what we are looking at it is that these taxes that are paid, we don't see exactly what it's used for. Because all these revenues and the rest of them, yeah, the poor people are still paying it up to now, but as except the farmers or the other little ones, I'm happy about it. It's a kind of compulsory for everyone to pay tax. But like those that have big companies, big industries, we know that their own, yes, is just extraordinary. They have to pay. Those that are having private jets, those that are having many cars, just as Oga Gabriel has said, they are saying it very well. Those that they are rich in Nigeria, they can pay these taxes. But we are paying it. What are they really doing with it? What is the development that we are seeing out of it? That is the question that everyone has to ask. Like this removal of subsidy. Yes, it's part of, for the poor people to suffer for a while, then enjoy the rest of the time. Because the president says that let the poor breathe. Why is this why the poor breathe that we are seeing even now? If subsidy is removed and we suffer ourselves to pay the subsidy by ourselves, then we are waiting for the result or the answer that is coming out of it, the positive thing that is coming out of it, so that we say that hey, we have enjoyed the subsidy is gone, but nothing like that yet. So if they have to do everything, let them do it accordingly so that the poor people will not suffer much. Because we are suffering already. We don't want any more suffering over this issue again. May God bless you. May God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel Abu from Kogi State. The issue of taxes everywhere in the world, they are very, very serious issues. I say even to the point I call them pungent. You can smell them from a distance. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, who's calling, please?
My name is Alaji Sabala, calling from Maraba.
Yes, Alaji, please go right ahead.
Yeah, you see, the National Assembly should allow this tax bill to go through. And I think to allow the tax to go through is very good to pay tax. You see, people say they don't know what they are doing with the tax. Yes, there are things that are doing with tax that people need to know. Now, we have our police force and they're paid them salary. Police are not in command and they're not generating anything. We have Nigeria and they also pay them salary. They get money from. They don't generate money. Many of them like that, we have the government workers. The federal government workers are there. State government workers are there. They also collect salary. Where do we get this money from? Recently, the first president employed more than 10,000 police. I think once. This government also now is doing the same thing. Where do we get money to pay them? It's through this tax. So they should allow this tax to scale through, and the tax collectors should go ahead and collect it properly from those who park 20 cars, 10 cars, those who have 10 houses, 20 houses. Let them collect it from everybody. Let each one of everybody pay his own tax so that we can pay the Nigerian workers, the security agencies, for them to do their work diligently. We know taxes have been collected for a lot of time, and some people are better do it. It's not because they are looting these taxes. By now, we would have been seeing the impact clearly. But some people are just looting it. It is the way they want, and nobody is saying anything. Nobody is asking questions. And even if you ask the question, you will not get the answer. So tax is good. We cannot create without paying tax. We will not do anything well. Now we have a road being constructed to Kano and other places. The money was on loan. And it's because we are not paying our tax properly, or the system of our paying tax is not normal. That is why we are going out to borrow those money up and down. We have resources to be removed. The money is being shared to the government to pay with their workers. And even up till now, some states cannot even pay their workers. Now we have increments on minimum wage. Till today, the federal government cannot pay its people. So we have people, we have population in this country. Even if we don't have strong industry, we still have companies and industries. Are they collecting clearly? Are they paying their tax properly? So the government should put measures in place to make sure this tax is being paid well, being collected well, and being utilized well. Because what is the number of our military men, the number of our policemen, the number of civil defense, the number of our government staff, check all these things. How much are they paying them? And how much tax are we collecting? This is what the government will check. So we should be against that. We cannot even pay our workers yet. Talk less of developing our country with the tax we are collecting. Because some people are manipulating the tax. Look at FIRS. Any tax you know there, go and find out. Look at the car they are using. Look at the houses they are saying. Look at the kind of houses they are buying already for their girlfriend. The tax is not utilized very well. Nobody is putting eyes. He struck my bag, I rub your back. Eat and eat, let's chop and chop. But if the government properly arrange it very well and make sure they're accountable for it, accountability, this tax will go a long way. I don't want to talk much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alhaji Shabala. He says paying tax is not a bad idea. Absolutely, it's not. However, the people's concern is the taxes collected. What are these taxes being used for? You know, in other climates, in other countries, they celebrate very good tax yields in terms of revenues, as you know, from taxes. Unfortunately, in our own situation, we're only just now being told that okay, they want to amend the tax bills, etc. The issue is not really that. The issue is taxes being collected. Are they being judiciously used? Are they? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Who's calling, please?
My name is Mohammed Abdullah. I'm calling you from Masaka.
Okay, Mohammed, please go ahead.
On the issue of this tax reform that the northern governors and other, National Assembly members are kicking against, I think they are very, very, very correct. Mr. Shola, tax is a fiscal policy. And one fundamental thing in that fiscal policy is redistribution of income. What did I say? Redistribution of income. If this state is having more resources than state B, they should move resources from state A to state B through taxation. And that is equitability, the issue of equitable distribution of income. For heaven's sake, VAT, you said they should pay VAT, based on individual state generation. I am telling you, you have violated the idea of redistribution of income. Why? Because if you look at Lagos State, for instance, all the banks' headquarters are there in Lagos. Look at telecommunication, particularly MTN, that is contributing more than any other in Nigeria, and any other digital company in terms of VAT generation, is from Lagos State. Most of these big industries, you will find them in Lagos, Port Harcourt, and the rest. Then, for heaven's sake, are you done justice to other states where the consumption is being consumed in other states, and you are telling us that everything is okay, they should go and do it that way? Simply because somebody thinks he's from Lagos, and Lagos will be getting more money, therefore they should now, just bring it up like that and then let everything just be the way they want. They don't do things like that. It is a fiscal policy tools for redistribution of income, like this is the resources for every side. If another governors allow him to go ahead to do it, to go and find his left for them. But we should remember, even though the consumption is here in the north, let's look at it this way. If you produce 10 packets of biscuits, is that okay? So long as that biscuit is valuable. At that point of production, once you have invoice, you must have to charge VAT. Then you move that biscuit from, let's say, from Lagos State. Already that 10 cartons, they have already charged VAT on it. And now you will take that 10 cartons, you send some to Calabar, send some to the north, to Nasarawa, send some to the... How many is remaining for this people? You are receiving 10 here already. And you are not distributing the 10 to other states. Is it done anywhere? So Niger Delta people will now come up that, yes, because the oil, we too were the ones generating, exploring oil from our place, therefore we should have even more. That is what is bringing problem in this country. Something that we're supposed not to bring it up. We pick it up and then start generating unnecessary tension. They should just give away that thing. The basic idea of VAT, this in taxes, is a fiscal policy tools, and it is used to direct the economy. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you, Mohammed. Clearly, before Mohammed came on, I did make mention of the fact that in many countries where taxes are collected, they are equally celebrated. They say, we collected X amount this month. But I also know that they will go ahead to tell you that in terms of priorities, social services, putting lights in some villages and pipe-borne water in some communities and things of that nature, guess what? They will tell you, it's your tax dollar that is at work. They tell that. They nail it. They embellish it most times. It's your tax dollar. But do we know what most of these have been used for? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ishola.
Yes, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Yes, sir.
Very well, very well. Who's calling, please?
Sir, my name is Mustafa Sam. I'm calling from Guarumpa.
Okay, Mustafa, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ishola, even me, I'm not in support of collecting the tax. Because we are not seeing the impact of the tax that people are paying. The security, you don't have the security, you don't have a good road, you don't have a medicine in the hospital. So after collecting all these tax, we expected to see all these social amenities provided by the government. Imagine, I'm calling you with my phone now. After we finish now, they will tax me if you buy data, they will tax you. They'll just multiple taxation, everything. And we are not seeing the impact now of the way they are just collecting this tax. Want to see the meaningful and the positive way they are using the money they are collecting. After generating the revenue from all the individual, at least you have to see something like good road, a good road, security, education, everything. They'll use these taxes they are collecting for the masses. People that are using their own business, they are running their own business, private business. They need to do something for them now. You know that, okay, this tax we are paying, this way they are using it. They are using it for this and for that. So that is the problem. At the end of the day, people will be paying the tax and other people will be enjoying it. So no accountability and there is no transparency. That is why people now are complaining. We hope the right people will be collecting it and using it the right way. That's what we expect from our leader. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. For other countries, as the same with Shola, they are even celebrating. Because why? After collecting the tax, they are seeing the impact, the effectiveness of their own tax, and they are enjoying it. They don't have a problem to pay their own tax. But you pay tax, you have a bad road. And you pay tax, you don't have a light, you don't have a potable water. And for what are they using all this tax for now? If it's a market, you are the one that provides the security. You are the one that will buy fuel for a generator. So what are they using all those things for now? So that's the problem with the Shola. You have a do the right thing. Not just collecting the money, but use it for the right purpose. Thank you so much, Mr. Shola.
Thank you, Mustafa. For you, it's not a bad idea to have taxes collected. There is definitely no serious society globally that operates at a very open way that does not collect taxes and uses those taxes. They use those taxes for their social development. So you cannot now say we shouldn't have taxes. Whatever the amendments are, should take care of those leakages. I guess the only painful aspect is the wanton corruption that you hear about. People don't even tie those to the taxes. They think that is free money that comes from oil. That money is not free. God knew why He placed so much oil and minerals within the confines of a country called Nigeria. But if we basically do what we do, drill the oil, collect the taxes, waste our resources, and then go about smiling around the world in private jets, we lose respect. It's unfortunate. Good morning.
Hello, good day.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
How are you, my brother?
Yes, brother. Please, who's calling, please?
My name is Benga.
Yes, Benga. Hi. How are you?
Fine. I just come in now. What was the discussion for today?
Benga, why are you always coming late?
I'm not a late comer.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that in the school. I was not a late comer when I was a student.
Don't worry, I will report you to your mother, okay? You gotta even know who she is.
Thank you.
It's the topic is, should the National Assembly consider or drop the reform bills, the tax reform bills?
Well, they shouldn't drop it. For what reason would they drop it? Let me tell you something. I think Nigeria are not well informed about this tax reform bill. That's a lot of benefit Nigeria will have about that resources. And let me tell you, the media are not setting the matter. When the northern governors and elders held their meeting and they come out with their community, they never throw away that thing. They only say some aspects of it, only the divide. That you look at it that it will give more money to the state where the VAT is being paid compared to where the do is being consumed. The VAT is a tax to pay for consumption. And that if you buy something in Yola, then because the company who pays the VAT is that in Lagos, they recorded it in Lagos, that Lagos will get the money. That's only after the argument. But the media came out and said the northern elder governor has thrown away the something. And when the governors forum or NEC came out with their own, in NEC, is the highest stage because when it's a matter of food. The northern governors are more than the southern governor. They have their way in the NEC, and the vote is that government to withdraw it. The president have replied that look, whatever you have against this thing, you have senator from your state, House of Rep from your state, there will be a time for public hearing. Send your representation or whatever you want to present or any area of this thing to go to that place and argue it out. So it's the normal thing. I mean, you can't because of one aspect of something throw away the disease. Let me tell you something. For those who don't know and you should be informed, that even this reform tax something is even helping the poor. It's going to take away tax away from the poor and make the rich to pay more than the poor. That if your minimum, if your wages or revenue is below some level, you don't pay tax in Nigeria again. Unlike before that every salary earner pay as the end of pay. Say no. If you are earning social amount as a salary earner, you are exempt from paying tax. If your business income is below this level of income, you will not pay tax again. What do we want? And the rich, as I said, you if your revenue is about 100 million naira, you will not even only pay 5%, you will pay more than that. I think we need the press, people like me to come and help Nigeria because many Nigerians are not well informed about this strategy. That is even helping the poor to pay less and make the rich to pay more. And for the people that argue, let them go and argue. The presidents have come out to tell this. Let me tell you something. VAT today are paid when the money is consumed. Like now, as I use this thing now, that the VAT will be done for me for community for funding. That VAT is paid in Abuja here. It's not paid in Lagos. So there are many gray areas that we need to look at. Nothing is it's not iron tax. The mechanic code of that throws to me. As I said, summarily, I want to say that reform bill is in favor of the poor more than the rich. It is to take more burden away from the poor and put upon the rich. Let the rich pay more, which is the opposite way it's doing in other climate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benga. How will the bills address tax evasion, avoidance, or illicit financial flows? That is one of the questions we're asking also today. We're asking what are the implications of the bill's provisions on tax exemptions, incentives, or reliefs. All these are critical. And partly, if people are against the idea of paying taxes, is because they feel like they've been bitten too many times. Taxes are collected, and you see these celebrated crooks on television, on radio, all looking at using all manners of judicial avenues to avoid prosecution. It's amazing. So when we're talking about taxes, let's also look at the fact that why are people against it at all? Good morning.
Good morning. Ishola?
Yes, sir.
This is Oga Gabriel calling back.
Yes, please.
Ishola, see, we should not put sentiment everything we are discussing on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
And in everything that is happening in Nigeria. We should not, sentiment is killing us. Religious sentiment, tribal sentiment, regional sentiment is killing us. We should not be sentimental in everything we do in this country so that we can help ourselves. Having things to So people are fearing that this reform will not affect the unproductive region positively. I'm not saying it like that. Even the productive region, the taxes they are collecting from them, what have they been doing for them? What kind of development is going on? I mean, in the productive region. If you go to the river area now, who are the producers of, not the fuel, oil and tea? Do they have good roads? Do they have good water, potable water? Do they have good schools? Up to today, there are some schools in those places that people are living in hut to study. The classrooms are not monitored. So what is the difference? Whether productive or unproductive region, I don't think our taxes affect every region positively. And I think if all the states are collecting allocation from the federal government on monthly basis, maybe, I think it has not been based on the tax they collected from the state. I think they should continue like that instead of all these tax reform. If you have the poor, more than what has the poor has ever enjoyed in this country, whether they collect more than from the rich, more than the poor. But has the poor ever enjoyed anything in this country? It is still the same people, the rich that are paying more than the poor that will enjoy the payment, and not the poor. It will not affect the poor. So we should at least always think about Nigeria, not about Vestina, not about region, not about tribe, not about religion. We should always think about Nigeria and what we want for Nigeria, what we want for the mass is what we are talking about. Or helping the poor is not what we are talking about. It has nothing has ever helped the poor in this country. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Oga Gabriel. You were talking passionately about that. The issue. I'm trying to get back Ibrahim Modibo on the line. I think he called through a different channel. Ibrahim. Hello? Ibrahim? Can you hear me? Okay, I don't think he's all connected yet, but try to call the 0916-770-9564. 0916-770-9564.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
This is Benga coming back.
Benga, can you hold on? Yes. There's somebody else trying to say something. You can either hold on or you can call back.
I'm holding on. Holding on.
Okay. Good morning, Ibrahim.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Shola.
Yes, how are you, brother?
Very well, my brother. Compliments of the season.
Same to you.
I have a major concern.
Okay.
And my concern is looking at Nigeria from the viewpoint of patriotic and nationalistic viewpoint without sentiment. Let's look at it very well. This Tinubu administration, has God punished us for voting for Tinubu to come on board? I ask this question based on the feeling that there is no compassion, there is no empathy, and there is no sympathy on the side of the masses. We've seen since the coming of this administration, it's only tax upon tax upon tax. The masses are suffering. We've been told to tighten our belts. Our belts are almost cutting because our belly has already touched our backs. For God's sake, what is the mass or what are the masses benefiting from this country today? You are always bringing in one tax or the other. You are always bringing in policies and programs that are anti-masses, policies that are very, very wicked and criminal. Look at the petroleum subsidy removal, how it has always generated more taxes upon and more pump prices. No sympathy. People are hungry and angry every time. Now a basket of onion, if you go to the market show, is almost 10,000. This basket for this small basket for dosing basket For God's sake, where are we going to? Should Martins pack and leave this country? If they are to leave, where are they going? You don't have compassion. And coming back to this tax issue that is growing in the National Assembly, somebody is saying that it is going to help the masses. I don't say it will help the masses. I don't see. Let us not bring sentiment or bring geographical thinking. Because, for example, maize and what have you been used in doing Indomie and all that is produced in the north. So why are you going to generate the VAT? Is it the producer who produces from the ground or the one at the end of the product that dispenses Indomie? Most of these companies, if you see, they are based in Ogun, Lagos, maybe Port Harcourt and others. Virtually all the companies have folded up in other parts of the country. So what are we talking about? So you mean because you have, let's assume now, it's a show, the South have decided to say that look, we are producing oil, and therefore this oil we should take almost 70 to 80% of it. How are we going to survive as a country? For God's sake, let us think out of the box. Let us not bring in sentiment and try to corner the source of this country just for the good of your people. This is not a government of Southwest alone. Look at the employment policies. Look at the policies of this government. Every time you have employment, it's only Southwestern people. For God's sake, what kind of country are we in? We condemn Buhari for doing the same thing in the north. Now, it's the same thing that is being repeated and even over. I have feelings for this country, and I think we should think out of the box and leave sentiments alone. Look at the nation from a wider perspective. Mr. Shola, I thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, you're still there.
I'm still here.
Okay, so go ahead.
There's a saying that opinion is free, fact is sacred, and truth is universal. Then we are on a platform like this. I think we need to state the fact. Let's remove emotion and sentiment. You apply emotion, you use the fact. Somebody mentioned that government is using more tax. Mr. Shola, I've not heard of any new tax this government has introduced. You can educate me. VAT has been existing before Burgami. I mean, pay as you earn. You see, we don't a tax on your revenue has been existing. Withholding tax has been existing. This government has even removed VAT from many products in Nigeria. For fact, for information. So those who are saying government is to be more tax, I don't know where they got it from. It's not about emotion. It's about fact to say. I'm a Yoruba man here because of sentiment Yoruba man. No, I come to say the fact. Be your superior argument. This government remove VAT from diesel. I don't know if you are aware. They remove VAT from pharmaceutical products. They are remove VAT from food, imported food. If you don't know, and somebody will come and say that government introduce more facts, I don't think that is true. That is misleading. This government has not introduced any tax, and he has not increased any tax. Like I said, this bill is to lessen the tax on the poor. And somebody say, poor are benefiting. I laugh. The poor are benefiting much in Nigeria today. Let me tell you, when the money share every month by the government, the 3 tiers of government, fact is a substantial part of it. Go and ask. The non-oil revenue is more than the oil in Nigeria today. The only thing we are in for more is that we get foreign dollar from oil as quick money. The non-oil revenue are more, and tax take 80% of them. If the government are not spending the money the way she spend, go and hold your government responsible for not spending the money that government gives them every month this year. And tax take about 80% of it. Go and make your research. It's not part here. People say talk English. Talk English and say the fact, not emotion, not sentiment, not lamenting. I'm not supporting government. But I will say the fact. Go and cross-check what I say on radio. If I get me, I'll come apologize. I will apologize. I will say I'm sorry for this false information. Mr. Shola, please, before you drop, tell us the fact government have introduced in this country again. Tell us the fact. And tell us any tax that increased when this government got me. You will do us a good by saying that. Thank you by doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I think without a doubt that has to be the last caller. the issue should the National Assembly consider or drop tax reform bills. Opinions are very split. Those who want the government to continue in the line of trying to get the taxes reformed through the National Assembly on one hand, and those who think we are wasting our time because the taxes collected are just exactly what they are. They're collected and we have no clue what they're done. I mean, what anyone does with them. I would like to remind everybody as to the British. When you talk in terms of the British Revolution, there was just one little catch there, where it talks about taxation without representation. Over now, we're being told to go to the public forum to air our views, to include our own line of thinking or reasons why the tax is, in essence, your contribution. If you feel that compelled, please do so. But whatever it is, whatever bills that are passed, they should be in the interests of the less fortunate, those that are referred to as poor people, which one of the callers said, we don't have any poor people in this country. This program was produced by Chinedu Chiano, and for our callers, Oga Gabriel, Bala Mohammed, Samuel Abu, Alhaji Shabala, and there's another Mohammed, another Mustafa, then Ibrahim Modibo. We thank you so much for your contribution. I'm Shala J for Burgami Tuesday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Cheers.